Hey everyone, Donna Nelson. Welcome to episode 18 of Rooted in Wisdom, a daily dose of Donna. Today is all about patterns, patterns, and more patterns. What do our patterns tell us? What do they mean? So I'm going to share that with you. But I am the life and business empowerment coach for purpose-driven leaders and business innovators and those conscious change makers who want to impact change leading from within. So whether you want to up your game in business, have better relationships, make more money, improve your mental, physical, spiritual well-being, emotional well-being, you need to connect to the science and soul as a foundation for your journey to wholeness. So today, patterns, patterns, patterns. What do they say about us? Well, they say everything. But the exciting thing about our patterns, and they can be good or lead to something not so desirable. So what I wanted to tell you about patterns is that this is often not understanding patterns is a mistake that is often made I see with people that are saying, well, I want to find my purpose. I want to find my passion. I want to find my ideal partner. I really want to up-level my business. I want to grow my business. I want to make changes in this particular area. But they never look at their patterns as the problem. So, and that leads to being out of alignment. So we have to get in alignment, get our patterns in alignment with our desires. And so how do we do that? Why should we do that? So what do our patterns tell us? So very simply, our patterns are nothing more than a determination of what's important to us. And I know that can seem really frustrating, but over and over, the research shows us that what we say and what we do when they're not in alignment, there's this inner-outer conflict, and what we're doing is really what is most important to us. And when that is not what we're really desiring, what those patterns are giving us is a feeling, an emotion that we're desiring from this other thing that we say that we want. And since we're not getting it there, and maybe because we don't know how to get it or get it there, we're getting it somewhere else. So the foundation here is to understand that we're always in desire of a feeling. What is that emotion that you're desiring? And what I would say, and then I'll come back to the patterns thing in a second, is to understand that nothing more than a feeling is what we desire. And so when we are building our purpose and looking for what moves us, what is passionate for us, what feels the highest level for us, it's that feeling. And that it doesn't matter how you get there. And this is where we get in resistance sometimes, because we're looking outside of us. We're thinking, this has just been coming up a lot, so I'll just use this as an example, right? And it could be one of two things that come up a lot, and that is relationships and money, right? So it could be, oh, I want to be in this fulfilling relationship, or I need somebody in my life for me to feel that feeling. Or I know that, when I grow my business or I expand, or, I can reach this level of whatever this success is, then I will have that feeling. And what I challenge you in this mistake of thinking it's this external thing, it's this accomplishment, it's this physical thing, it's whatever outside of you, is I challenge you to release what that is. Release the how and the what, and just focus on the emotion. So so there's that. So let's go back to the patterns for a second. So when someone says to me, when I say in a coaching session, what is most important? What matters most to you? And part of the groundwork is where are their values? What do they value? What are their values? Are those two things the same? And in my 30-day program coming up, Breakthrough to Wholeness, this is stuff that we go deep in. And to get to really having a breakthrough in this area so you can get crystal clear on your purpose, what your passion is, what you really value. Do you know most people don't even know the answer to that? They don't know what they value every day. They're just going through what fucking feels good today, or what do I have to do today? What's on the list that I check off, regardless of how it aligns with me. It's just, this is my routine for the day. Come back around to that again. So in Breakthrough to Wholeness, we cover all of this. But to get to understanding that your patterns are saying what matters. So when I ask people what matters most to you, and then say, okay, now we've made that list, right? Now tell me about your day. What's your routine? What are your patterns? And often the list of what matters most and the routine and where I spend my time and where I focus my energy are very loosely related, if at all. So then we call bullshit on, well, this clearly over here does not matter, or you're just all messed up on what your priorities are and can't get in alignment. So to get those two things going together, you've got to have that foundation of what you value, what matters most, what your needs are, what are the needs to be able to fulfill these things. And so if you're not clear on that, then you should sign up for the 30-day Breakthrough to Wholeness program. It's super budget friendly for 30 days of intense inner work and one-on-one coaching with me. Starts February 11th and goes through March 12th. And you can, I'll drop the link actually at the end, but you can get all the information about that. So understanding our patterns helps us understand what we value. And if we say we value one thing and that we desire something and our patterns don't match that, then we have to change the patterns. But why is it hard? So why don't we? Because how many times has someone said to you, whether it's in a work relationship or a significant other relationship, your kids, whatever, have said, I won't ever do that again. I realize it was wrong, or I don't want to be like that. But it just keeps going, right? How many times have you told yourself that, right? Whether it was a health goal or, just something about your personality and patterns. I'm not going to do that anymore, or breaking a habit, right? And then we just do. Well, we do because those are already neural connections. So we have these strong neural connections because we've had this pattern that we've done over and over and over and over and over and over and over every day. And now in our brain, there's like this little nest of all these connections of our habits and our patterns. And then we have our body that matches that, right? In this kind of muscle memory. So many people don't even have to have an alarm clock set to get up in the morning. Just wake up at 5:30. And then what is your automatic? What are the first 3 or 4 things that are your automatic as soon as you get up? Grab my phone, check my messages, scroll Facebook, Insta. Do that while I'm drinking my coffee or brushing my teeth or whatever those things are. Those are patterns. Go for a run, go to the gym, go sit at my desk at work, and as soon as I do that, I log on to Facebook, see what I've missed in the last 7 hours. These are patterns, and I if you're doing these things, I know I'm guilty too, but it's to be aware of them and how do they align with what matters most. So getting clear on that will help you live a more fulfilled life and help you feel more whole and centered and happy on the inside. And then the outside will produce more of those things that you really want. So notice your patterns. Think about what matters most to you and how much time and attention are you really giving those things. And what are some of your aspirations? And how are your patterns matching some of those things that you would like to be, do, or have, or achieve? And so if you're wondering why it's taking you so long to get there, it's because your patterns are not matching. All right. See you tomorrow.